Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Trap drums drop, but the message don't fade. Every thought sparks like a hand grenade. Faith, pain, love, and drive all collide, that's how minds revive. All collide, that's how minds revive. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Mind open wide like a city skyline. Every topic shaped by design. The urban lounge where ideas ignite. Late night thoughts under podcast lights. Every episode of thought design. The urban lounge where iron sharp iron. We build from the ground like truth rewiring. Can't fake what's felt when the mic's ignited. If you listening now, you already invited. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Real quick community guidelines before we start the show. Now I want y'all to know that this is a space for respectable, thought-provoking conversations. We encourage intelligent discussions, different viewpoints, and respectable debates. Disagree if you want, but do it with substance and respect. Self-promotion is not allowed. This is not y'all billboard. Links, spam, and promotions in the comments or in live chat will be blocked immediately. Distasteful trolling, insults, or bad faith behavior will not be entertained. You will be blocked and banned. No warnings, no back and forth. Finally, y'all will notice that the subscriber mode is on. It is only for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. That way we can protect the integrity of the show and also protect the integrity of people who actually want to comment in the comment section faithfully, all right? We're here to think, challenge ideas, and grow, and not derail the conversation. If you're here in good faith, then I welcome you. Y'all enjoy the show. Salute everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday to you. Appreciate you tuning into the stream today. Y'all want to go ahead and go live earlier today because you know we got a lot going on today. So we got the Artemis mission that's going on, and I plan on streaming it for y'all today too, where they were approach the closest destination to the moon. So I plan on streaming that live to y'all later on today. They're currently in the moon's gravitational pull right now, and I think they're about like 12,000 miles from the moon. All right. So I've been tracking it all day. So once again, I will be live streaming that for y'all later on today when they get to the closest of the moon. All right. But I want to go ahead and do this show for you today because I ain't going to have time to do it tomorrow because I got other things I want to talk to you about tomorrow. So on this episode, we are going to react to Cam Newton interview with Kendra G. All right. Those of y'all who don't know who Kendra G is, of course, Kendra G, she's on YouTube. She is now doing her dating thing on YouTube and all that good old stuff. So she decided to go to Cam Newton's show and do an interview. So without further ado, I don't want to hold y'all to it. This going to kind of be a little bit lengthy show. I do have somewhere I need to be at 3, so we're going to cover as much of this as possible until we can either finish it or I'll end it on around about 3:30. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this content. Once again, this is an interview with Cam Newton. He's interviewing Kendra G. They're talking about modern dating. They're also going to be talking about Kendra G and, her dating status and what she believed about dating in the modern day as well, too. All right. And I will give y'all my perspective as well, too. Those of y'all who are sub up to the channel, make sure you join the chat right now. That way you can be part of the conversation. All right. Because I want to hear y'all perspective as well, too. All right. So without further ado, let's go and get into this content.
Matchmaker. I don't know whether we call it Cupid or Cupidette or something. I present to some and introduce to others. Miss Kendra G.
Thank you. It's Cupid with a K. But now I'm rich because I'm next to you. My credit score just went up. Ooh.
Oh, it did. Your credit score done went down.
You got all that cash and the credit ain't good.
No. I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
What's going on, Big Kim?
I don't know. Though I don't know where we should start.
Ooh.
In this particular month of March, it
Yes.
is Women History Month.
It is.
And I just want to let you know,
Yes.
not in the
Woman
words
history.
of Tupac, but in my words, you are appreciated.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this. As I'm so intrigued about this conversation, and I've had my fair share of specialists, doctors, experts.
I don't claim to be any of that.
Yeah, but I think my question is, why should somebody listen to you?
Oh, because I have the data to support anything that I say.
Okay.
Ooh, right off the back, I snurred that. All right, bet.
I know some people just learned of me from my single show that I started 6 years ago. But like I said, I am a 25-year plus television and radio journalist. Before interviewing single people, I used to interview celebrities, for a living. And there's things that I know now that I did not know 6 years ago. I wouldn't even spoke on it. I always knew, kind of like you, kind of like most people,
Right.
We know our reality, right? So I literally have done a case study. I have talked to more than 16,000 single people. I have 4 weddings this year, all because of my platform. One in Paris, one in Antigua, one in the Bahamas, and then there's one local in America. But overall, more than 20 people have gotten married from my platform. I haven't given birth to a baby, but there's children on this planet because of the platform. But I want to reset and give that to God because I don't want to act like I'm the big person doing it. I really do feel as though God used me as a vessel for this mission. So anything I say, it's supported with data. It's supported with doing research. A lot of times when people read numbers, they read statistics. Well, I'm the one that collected the information so you can have the statistic.
Wait, what? All right, Kendra.
So that's why somebody should listen to you?
Well, how about this? You don't have to listen. So I understand what you're saying. If you don't have to take what I say, because at the end of the day, it's your life. So you can do what you want with it. But if I'm going to join the conversation, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we're in a space in content that everybody has something to say about something.
Okay.
And sometimes that conversation subject is relationships. I think the question or the head scratcher sometimes is, what gives you the right to bring people together? Are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. But before you go any further, what's the name of my show? It's called Kendra G Singles.
Yeah.
It's not called Kendra G Married. It's not called Kendra G Relationship. How I even got birth is because I'm single.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship during COVID. We broke up during COVID. The world is shut down. Because single life outside is popping, right? But single life during COVID, when you break up, you had nothing. I felt like I was Will Smith and I Am Legend. If we go back to that time, D Nice was connecting us all via Instagram Live with music. So literally, I'm like, if I feel this way single, I know other people around the world probably feel this way single. So then I went on IG Live and I said, listen, I'm hooking up single people tonight. And that one night, I knew I changed my life forever. Because
Yeah, the important part that she's not mentioning is that prior before this epiphany moment that she had, right, she went on to Kevin Samuels' show. And Kevin Samuels was actually the inspiration behind her creating her singles show. All right. Then later on down the line, after she did the Kevin Samuels thing, that's when, you know, she dealt with this toxic relationship that she talked about, which for us, when I'm gathering, it was therapeutic at first. It wasn't something that she was really trying to do. It was something that it was therapeutic, and she just decided make it happen the way it happened. Then it started blowing up more and more and more. Now she decided to capitalize on it and make money off of it. Hence, this is where she at right now.
I came from media. For one, it was regular people. You know, we see people in the comment sections, I seen their houses. They call in, right? And I'm media trained, so it doesn't seem like there's an art to it, but there's an art to it. So if everybody could do it, they would. So the purpose of the show, it's a live dating show. So how it works is, let's just say Cam Newton was single. You call in, I'll ask you the questions, the world watching, then they reach out to you. As they reach out to you, you have several. Well, now we have the Kendra G Singles dating app. We grew from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, and now we have a bona fide dating app. So you call into the dating app, they see you live, and then they reach out to you. So instead of you just going off of a picture, now you actually go off of a video.
So dating is to stay single or to get
No, I think dating,
See, Kendra, she's missing the whole point of Cam's question. He's trying to say, out of all these people out here, content creators and the like, right, what make you uniquely different to offer this particular service to people? That's all he's asking. So she started out by saying, well, what made me different is because I got data and statistics. Shit, all of us got data and statistics. I got data and statistics right now. All of us got that, but what make you uniquely different to where, you know, people could, you know, gravitate towards your program and really learn something from it, be inspired behind it, you know, go into meaningful relationships. Because keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, those of y'all over here on the lounge, one thing that we talk about more than anything is that we talk about vetting each other out so you can be in hopeful, meaningful relationships. Because it's easy to go on Kendra G's show and just talk to somebody and eventually get married to a person, but is it going to last? That's the whole question. So she's sitting up here so far flexing. Well, I done got people who want together and stuff. Oh, fine, you done got people together, but is it going to last? Is it going to be actual a meaningful relationship? That's the question. But let's continue.
is a journey, right? So you're not married. You've been very vocal about not wanting to get married, but you're in a relationship, right? There's some people, there's different dynamics, right? So you can be single, but single is becoming a lifestyle choice for some. We are in a new phase where people are saying, you know what, I'm happy single, and that's what it is. And dating works better for them. So when you date, that's the whole purpose of dating. You find someone that you might match with and you might stay long with, or you grow from and you go. The problem right now is we are not acknowledging how much our world has changed. See, we used to go by these old dating rules where there was a time when women couldn't even get jobs, couldn't get bank accounts. You know, all men could get a woman because it was survival. We didn't have a choice. So it's not like Rufus wasn't down the street with Bernadine. It's just Bernadine didn't have a Facebook page to post the dinner that she made for Rufus. So you know your man might have been somewhere, but it wasn't in your face. It was a different time. That time has changed because women now, we're able to have voices, we're able to have jobs, we're able to support ourselves. So dating has changed. Women are doing well in the financial category. So when you have all those things in a mix, also with social media, that's really the game changer, because you could be in Atlanta and like your wife could be in Texas. That's literally what happened. From my show, the first year, and literally like the first week, I had a guy that came on, he was living in Charlotte. Again, it's international, worldwide. There was a girl living in Miami that saw him on the show. He came on my show May 2nd. They got married the following year, May 2nd. They now have 2 kids together. And everyone that's met from my show, they would tell you, if it wasn't for this platform, we would have never met, because it launches you out to the world. It's one thing for you to see people in your face, but now you have a show to see people from anywhere around the world.
So what qualifies you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, you said, that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles. But I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them, which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to.
Yes.
Over a
6 years since COVID. It's 2026.
Over a 6-year span.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind that she gave her anecdotal professional experience by saying that, it was this couple. They went on to my show, and a couple of years or whatever later, they got married and had kids. Imagine that versus the thousands and thousands of people who is on her show, and you only have that one little resort for that. To be honest with you, Kendra, that's not a good look at all, period. That's not good data. That's not good stats. I'm just saying.
When I have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field, that's my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple, from this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married, I may not have been divorced, I may not have had a fiance, but I've talked to...
Okay, can I...
So let me clarify again what Cam is asking her. He was simply asking her, are you doing this to grift people, or are you doing this because you seriously care about people getting into meaningful relationships that's going to result in long-lasting marriages? That's what you should have asked.
Not to cut you off. What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
In a relationship.
So I've been in relationships. I'm single right now. But what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
The conversation
question
was asked, why should people listen to you? Everyone builds a reputation. You can be the person that
that's what he's doing a quick commercial break. So while he's doing this commercial break, shout out to everybody who's tuned into the stream. We are reacting to Cam Newton interview with Kendra G. Right now, Cam Newton, he is asking some very interesting questions to Kendra G, and I'm trying to help Cam out by asking the correct questions to Kendra G. The last question that he was asking her is that what qualifies you to be a relationship expert if you're still single and you don't have the resort yourself of being married, which I believe is a very valid question. Now, I do also believe that a person who's single can qualify, to give certain type of relationship advice. Depending on the anecdotal experience and also depending on the professional experience as well, too. But I also understand and agree that better results happen when you actually deal with a person who's actually married and been married for a long time and still currently married for a long time. But let's listen up and hear what Kendra G had to say about this.
You don't have to listen to me, right? I'm not the kind of person that says you have to live by what I say, but I can back up anything I say. So you could not tune into the show, and and you know what I'm saying? I don't have the you people should.
And you see how immediately she becomes combative about this when he just simply asking her credentials, asking her qualification. What would qualify you to have this type of show that you're doing right now? I mean, at the end of the day, you could have your damn show. It don't matter, you know what I mean? Because it's YouTube or whatever. But that's all he's asking. But now she's getting all combative with him and trying to defend it and all this stuff there when it's not that serious. 22,
They
so
have
with
to
it, bro.
listen. What I'm saying is I can give you information that I know is vitable and could change your life if you want to hear it, if you want to receive it.
So when I hear certain people in these type of dynamics, I've talked to Dr. Bryant, I've talked to
Shout out to Dr. Bryant.
my man from tonight's conversation, I've talked
Shout out
to
to Ace.
Ace Metaphor,
Yes.
correct. I've talked to Dimitri Wiley, a guy who's an influencer who speaks.
I know all those three people.
Yes, and it's so many different doctors.
Right.
And when I have these conversations, it's almost a head scratcher because what I speak about personally is through my experiences. No, I have not been married.
Okay.
See, I can also understand the reasoning why Kendra G is not in a relationship, nor she's not married. The reason why is because I could see her body language, I could see her temperament. Just by her having this conversation with Cam, you could tell that right off the bat, she's very argumentative, she's very controlling, she have to have things her way every single time. She can't be critiqued about anything, nor if anybody give her constructive criticism comes off as an insult to her. Now, I'm not going to take away Cam because I know that even Cam is not qualified to talk about relationship too due to his situation. But in this particular moment, I can honestly understand why Kendra G is single for this long, and she's going to continue to be single unless one or two things happen. Either she's going to find a sucker dude, or she's going to find a one beta dude, or even both. A sucker dude that's a beta dude that's going to put her with a bullshit. But let's continue.
No, I've never been engaged or engaged to a person, but I've dated a lot of women. I'm not proud to say that, but that's just my experiences.
Right.
So giving a viral clip, giving something that you may have heard from me, this is not what I've observed.
You went back to the Philippines, 22. That's what's up.
People to do. This is my life.
Right.
I've been exposed to so many different types and different women that I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to get a different kind of dynamic or understanding that this is what women are expecting from me. Sometimes I'm able to give that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I can be emotionally available, sometimes I'm in my hustlers phase and I can't. So when I talk about relationships, it's not to say that I'm a guru, I'm just giving you my expertise of what I've been through.
Right.
So now flipping it back to, you know, how we get to this particular part, it's like there's a lot of questions that come from a conversation in this type of magnitude. It's like, well, you know, she talks to singles and it is her show. It has an amazing platform and it is entertaining. Above all, it's entertaining, you know, just to, you know, step into people's lives and worlds and to realize what the expectation is. But at the same time, when you do that, you now become susceptible to questions from people who have experienced certain things, whether married or in a relationship or not, given the fact that you're not married or you're not in a relationship.
And let's also keep in mind this, those of y'all who watch Kendra G's show, right? She's not doing no therapy level expertise in getting these people together. She is doing the bare minimum of what a dating app does. Like if you go onto Match.com, Plain Official, or these other dating apps, right? She's doing the bare minimum. All she's doing is asking their age, their zodiac sign, what type of one person that they're looking for, their sexual orientation, and that's it. And that's them to stand up. All these things is readily available on any type of dating app. So she's not doing nothing extraordinary at all. And the rest of the part is a strictly entertainment. So once again, I understand Cam's questioning behind it, because a lot of people was asking the same type questions. Are you literally there because you really do want people to have wholesome relationships where resort to them having happily marriages? Or are you just there grifting just to make money off of people? I believe it's very valid. If that's your case, you're grifting off people, there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. Just call it for what it is. Don't sit up here and try to flake on it and lie about it, whatever. Just be honest. Like, yeah, I'm here to grift on it, making money. Just be real.
And
well, I'm not in a relationship right now. I have been in relationships, okay? A couple things. I hear what you're saying. I don't walk away from it. I stand on a married person could not be successful with hosting my show. The show is called Kendra G Singles. It's on brand. And third, of course, I have life experiences that help me. I have a life experience that really helps me understand a man in your position. My show has allowed me to hear other people's point of views. And what I've learned from my show is you can't really, dating advice is not one size fit all. It's different dynamics for different people for 1,000 different reasons. So before my show of talking to 16,000 people, I was like you. I could only speak from my point of view. Now what my show has allowed me to do is talk to people who have a different lifestyle, have different desires, different wants, different circumstances, come from different areas, and it gives me a better assessment.
I think let's speak on what we know to be true. That's what you've heard personally.
But how do you think, okay, let me ask you this. When you read a statistic, how do you think they collect the information?
Yeah, but if I'm only giving you things that I've experienced, if that's what you heard, let me rephrase that and say,
that's what you said.
I can give you my experiences and experiences of others.
And that's the same thing well, then we're doing the same thing. Because I can give my experience, and I have 16,000 other experiences I can share. Yeah. So who do you think is capable of having this conversation?
If I'm taking relationship advice, I want it, me personally.
Yes.
I prefer it to come from somebody who's been in a relationship
I've been in a relationship. I'm not in one right now. So you have to be current in a relationship. I
would want somebody, if I have expectations to be, let's say, married. If somebody if somebody hasn't been married, it would be hard for me to receive what they're telling me.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. If I was married and my husband was in jail, but I'm married, would you value that advice?
What?
You're married, so yes.
Okay, well, that's where we differ. So what I've learned is just because you're married doesn't mean you are capable of giving me advice, because people get married for the wrong reasons every day.
Well, you just gave one example. It's many
No, but I'm
examples.
giving one example because we're talking about the disclaimer.
By the way, y'all, she's using bird logic right now. She's trying to use a very extreme logic to try to win this argument. Now, what Cam is saying this, and this valid once again. Now, when you look at Kendra G talk shows, right, I already told you the whole format of what she do, right? All she do is ask basic questions that you could literally go on a dating app, because that's what she got them questions from, is from a dating app. She asks these literally same questions over and over and over again. Then within that, she has the audacity to literally be trying to give somebody relationship advice while trying to hook them up with somebody. That's what Cam is talking about. So he's saying this: if you are not in a relationship, nor in a successful relationship, right, nor you are married, right, then how in the hell are you giving other people relationship advice when you're not even there? What qualify you to say that? Now, she could simply say that, well, due to my anecdotal experience, I done did this and that and that and that, but you're not married. You never been married. You never had a successful relationship. So once again, what qualify for you to give people relationship advice? Now, once again, if she stick to the main script of her show, strictly just trying to get people together, there's nothing wrong with that. Because like I say, all she doing is asking questions from a dating app that dating apps ask all the time. She just doing it live. If she does stick to that, what's your height? Let me look at you on the Kendra cam and different things like that and keep it like that, then ain't nothing wrong with it. But she like to take it over and beyond what she start acting like she Kevin Samuels and shit. But that is me. But let's continue. Shout out to everybody who's in the building right now. We are reacting to Cam Newton interview with Kendra G. All right. Those of y'all who are here, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support this stream. And let's go ahead and continue.
Of marriage.
Can I ask you this?
Yes, you can.
Do you have plans to be married?
At this stage, marriage now for me is a business, right? Like I'm 46 years old, very happy to be. I'm not 20. So I'm at a stage where if I were to get married, it's deeper than love. I could be in partnership, committed relationship, in a dynamic without the marriage certificate. It would have to align so much for me to get married now because I have too much business at stake to think about.
Shit.
That's bullshit.
In other words, y'all, she know that she doesn't qualify for the type of man that she desires. She know that she's aging out a whole lot. She know that she literally has, as they call, hit the wall a lot. So therefore, she's not going to find the quality of men that she's looking for because they don't even want her. That's the first part. And just like I mentioned it earlier too, another reason why these men do not want her is because of her attitude. That's where it boils down to. Women who are watching the stream right now, one of the biggest things that turns a man off is a woman's attitude. You could be the finest woman in the world, but if you have a screwed up attitude, that will make you look as ugly as hell. And that's how Kendra G attitude is. She have this very controlling, argumentative attitude that people do not want to put up with. That's why she haven't been successful in a relationship. Hence, that's the reason why she ain't married, and nobody don't want to marry her unless she marry down, marry the average dude. But of course, she feel that she's high value, and so she's not going to marry the average dude. So she's going to remain single her whole entire life.
What you said,
yes,
right? Do you have visions to be in a committed relationship?
If it makes sense. Like if I've been in relationships and at times it made sense. It was healthy and then it's not healthy no more. I support this. I would tell a person to be single and in a healthy relationship with yourself. I'm not gonna just be in something to please society's version of what they think.
Which is fair.
I think that that's the issue that's going on. And I support marriage. I literally do, but everybody is not supposed to be married.
We're not talking about everybody, Kendra.
Well, I know, but
I'm specifically talking to you.
You're okay, specifically talking to me. I would do marriage if it made sense in all ways.
Okay, so my next follow-up question,
yes,
which I was trying to ask is, would you continue to do your show, Kendra G Singles, if you were to find the right person?
Of course.
Because now...
yes, of course, but we are expanding. I have a new host, shout out to Tron Maurice.
Yeah.
I am adding hosts because we're just growing, but I'll always, I'm the face of the brand, so I'm always going to be affiliated.
So that's what, but the reason why I asked that is your words.
Yes.
You do not think a married person can host the show.
I did say that.
That's why I asked,
right,
do you have plans to be married? And if you were to get married, do you still have plans to...
Okay, good question. That's fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that.
Bro, you over here got your...
No, I got you. I'm going to give you that one.
Damn.
Okay. He had an alley-oop with that one. He had an alley-oop with that one.
Let me just answer the questions and not take offense to it because I feel like you got your gloves on right now.
Well, I think
I'm just trying to have a high...
No, Cam, this is how the way she is. This is her personality, where she's always argumentative because she got to be in control. She got to be right. I'll say this too. She got a little bit of narcissistic tendencies in her for real though, to be honest. So it's not you, bro. It's her all the way. Her all the way.
Value conversation.
I don't like how I value. I don't.
Well, we trying to have a conversation that people can appreciate.
Right.
And it's okay. And I will preface this. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Absolutely. let me say this, touche. You did your one with that one. When I say that,
Listen to what she talking about. You did your one with that one. See, even in her mindset, she's still being competitive and argumentative. When this dude is just asking you questions, he ain't trying to compete against you. Weird woman.
a married person can't host my show, a lot of times married people come in with their version of marriage, right? Something might work for you. I respect it. I love it. Most of my friends are married. I respect it. I love it. But I'm unique in what my mission and my purpose is. We kind of went past it, but I was engaged.
Okay.
And I went to college, met a wonderful man. We dated, did the thing that they tell women to do. Go to college, get your MRS. Met a wonderful guy. We ended up getting engaged years after
What's
college.
MRS?
MRS, your Mrs. MRS.
Oh.
So there's a saying, instead of going to get your doctorate, go to college to find your Mr. So get your MRS.
Just to preface that,
I know you don't know
PhD,
nothing about marriage, child. That part,
MBA,
allergic to that word.
But you go to college to get a PhD.
No, well, no.
So when you say
Then why she talking down on that dude too? Like she's the smartest person in the room. I told y'all this woman, she got narcissistic tendencies, man. I don't mean to make the show to be focused on Kendra, but she just saying a lot of stuff, bro. That I'm just fuck.
That's bullshit.
I ain't lying. But let's continue.
MRS,
No,
it's like,
well, let's talk about it. There's plenty of girls that go to college
Okay.
in order to meet their husband. That's a real thing. They're going to college, they're trying, and most people do kind of get married at time in college.
it happens outside of college too.
It can happen outside of college too, but that is also a goal. So what I was saying is it wasn't necessarily my goal, but that's what happened. I was in a relationship, amazing man, we got engaged. One rule that we made, which I'm so happy we made, is we would never get divorced. And having that rule made me not think about 26-year-old Kendra G. I had to think about 90-year-old Kendra G, because I'm gonna do this and there's no out. And I feel as though if more people went into marriage where we're not getting a divorce, they would do what we did. And we took it really serious. And one of the things that we learned was we had love, but we had different life plans. At this time, I'm early in my radio career. I'm making $7 an hour. He's an electrical engineer, career way more promising than mine, right? And what normally happens when a woman gets married, normally you conform to the man. That's usually how it works. The woman pretty much suppresses her dreams and you follow the man. Nothing wrong with that. Like I support whatever works for a person, but I have a purpose and I couldn't give up my dream, and I decided to pursue the things that I wanted to pursue, and then we did not get married. And along this journey, I've dated men, and I work in the entertainment industry. I'm a radio host around all these successful men, but it didn't always align to marriage. And that's fine, because my journey is my journey. And I think that women, just like guys, have the ability to go off and make something of themselves. Like, I've never heard anybody say, 50 Cent got all that money, but he ain't got no wife. I've never heard a man say that. He will
Actually, they do say that, but
actually hear men say he better never. Why would he get married? He shouldn't even get married. It's almost like men will tell other successful men not to get married. Well, if men don't want to be husbands, how are women going to become wives? Like, two things can't be true. And why?
And that's another one. She trying to use red pill talking points. All right, so she does saying it wrong. Now, based on red pill philosophy, red pill do teaches you that you should be a man about your purpose. You should prioritize you getting yourself together. Period. That's absolutely number one. Then what she's missing is that the marriage part is actually optional for the man. Now, if he want to do that, if that's his desire, then he needs to do it properly. That's what Red Pill teaches you, to actually do it properly, which means to vet out the woman properly. Don't go out the woman just because she look good. Make sure that she fits with your game plan that you got going on. It's just that simple. If she don't fit with that game plan, then she's not compatible with you. Move on. It's just that simple. But her situation is that she was using modern feminism, and that's how she automatically got disqualified for the first person who wanted to be married to her. She literally said that, well, what I got going on is way more important than what you got going on. Instead of working together for them to achieve their goals together. She said, I'm going to do me, you're going to do you. However way you take it, oh well. And so old boy said, you know what? Fine, do you. I'm going to do me. And that's why she's single.
We having this judgment, I feel that, and I understand I'm unique because I host a single show, so I understand it's relative. But I think overall, there's like an attack against single women who may be successful, and the narrative is you have it all but a man. And sometimes we need to say, thank God. Maybe that is why I'm successful, because I don't have something holding me back. Every man is not a blessing. Some men truly are nightmares.
Then she go with this old wicked demonic laugh. Like she just cooked like ain't nothing. I told y'all, this woman, she got narcissistic tendencies in her for real. And to be honest with you, it's better off that she stays single, because I don't want her to get with any one of the brothers out there and this dude have to put over her bullshit for real. I ain't lying. It's literally something wrong with this woman. And for people to go on to her show and literally getting dating advice from her while she's trying to hook them up is some crazy work for real. I ain't lying.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. Man, listen, I've seen your content.
Yes.
All right, and you bring singles to the table and ask them relative and important questions, right? So since we're on Funky Friday, I'm going to flip the script and ask you the questions.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay.
Do you want children?
If I align with the right person and it makes sense.
What the fuck do that mean, Kendra? Do you want children or not? It's either a yes or no question. It ain't no if the stars and the moon line up and heaven and hell that came together, and maybe if Jesus Christ do an immaculate conception on me, then maybe, just maybe, I will conceive that child if I don't decide to abort it. That's pretty much what you just said. What the hell? And Cam looking crazy like, what the hell? God damn. I don't blame you, bro.
I'm like most girls, you grow up with Cinderella story, right? And it's like, oh, I'm gonna meet Prince Charming and we're gonna have children. I never wanted to have children during my radio career, because the thing with radio, it's very unpredictable. Like, I've got fired. Like, every 4 years, I'm moving to a different city. And I remember I had an amazing job in Philly. And then I ended up moving to Atlanta, where I actually met you. I hosted your, Lakeview retired night for Cam Newton night.
Westlake.
Yes, Westlake. I was working at V103 at the time. Wow. But before I ended up getting promoted to the morning show, I was part-time. I had to, even though I was big time in Philly, I had to work my grounds in Atlanta. And I was staying with a friend, and I remember I stayed in this extra bedroom, and I had an air mattress. And I remember laying down, and I was like, if I was a mother, I would be out of this career, because I would not be able to make that decision, because I would have to make, I feel as though if I bring a child in this world, everything is second. The child's first. I made that decision. And if my dreams, if they can't align still, but I have to feed that human, and nothing's gonna trump that. So I didn't wanna set myself up in that dynamic unless it made sense. And I feel as though, to me, a woman having a child is more of a commitment for her than marriage. Because if you're a good mom, you're gonna want your child to be around the father. So you're directly creating a life with a person who may or may not become your husband. So for me personally, I will only have children if it aligns. I'm older, I froze my eggs. I 1000% support all women. I would say it 1,000 times. We're in a different space. Women are working. They're waiting longer to settle down with a particular person. This will give you the opportunity, if you want to become a mom one day, by freezing your eggs. Because it is true. There is a clock, right? And if you don't freeze your eggs, you do gotta, make that decision at a certain period just because of biology. But
shit. Even if you freeze your eggs, Kendra, you're still gonna have to find a surrogate to conceive this child with, which defeats the whole point of it. But she's sitting up here going all the way around the block, y'all. Once again, Cam just asked her a simple question. Do you want to have children? Now she just, I don't feel like explaining this shit no more. Shout out to everybody who's in the video right now, and I appreciate you tuning in. We are reacting to the interview with Cam Newton with Kendra G on his show. Shout out to DC in the building. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. DC said this. He said, she just a Kevin Samuel wannabe with a very little facts and critical thought experiences. Appreciate you with that, brother. We also got 22 in the building. He said, Cam is not the guy though, Urban, which I know. I know, brother. I know. Real, what's up with it? In the building. He said, what's up with it, bro? Here we go. Yes, here we go. But once again, appreciate everybody tuning into this midday stream. We are reacting to Cam Newton on interview with Kendra G. We're going to want to stream as much as this as possible till I either finish this or it turns 3:30. Then I'll have to go. All right. So let's get into this, y'all. Kendra G is already
Ags gives you a chance to say, you know what, this wasn't the right choice for me. This isn't the right guy. But if I don't meet the right guy and I never become a mom in that way, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Can he have children?
So here's the deal on that.
What the Can he have children? Can he have children? So here's the deal on that. Instead of answer yes he can or no he can't. Man, I be up here capturing her at the right moment too when I pause this video. Now I paused her and she look demonic as hell, bro. I ain't lying.
God damn.
Damn, don't she look demonic as hell, bro? Lord Jesus.
I don't mind 1, maybe 2. I don't think I could do past 2. But because I take.
Now she putting limits on it. Okay, maybe he could have 1, maybe not 2, maybe 3 or.
If he was a married man, you know, I'm 46 now, right? So if he's married, he came from a woman, they had 3 children, something happened. Like, I'm not gonna be pinholed to that. I can't date a man with 9, Cam. I'm out.
Have you ever been approached by a guy
I've been approached, let me tell you
that
something.
has 9 kids?
I've been approached by a man that had 4 kids. I've been approached by a man that had 7 kids. I had approached by a man that had 8 kids. First and last date. I can't do it. And I'm not mad at anybody that can, but that's a lot of energy you have to take in, because here's how I do feel. If I'm taking you, I'm taking all of you. So it's not just about the 9 children, it's about the mothers of the children. Yeah. They might have a cousin, and now, he was over Kendra G house, and it's a lot that comes, because I do feel as though if you sign up with a person, you sign up for that person. Yeah. So what they come with is what you come with.
I do think you're projecting a little bit.
Projected in what way?
Just a lot.
The example that you gave.
Now, Cam, I ain't a little bit. She been projecting since she started this episode, bro. Since she started with the very first question, she been projecting like it ain't nothing, bro. I ain't lying. Projecting, being defensive, creating all of these unrealistic expectations and all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those. Once again, it's gonna take a sucker dude to really deal with Kendra, for real. It's gonna take a sucker or a very, very highly beta and a simp to really deal with Kendra G, because that way she could just manipulate this dude, run him over and all kind of stuff, do whatever the hell she want when she want. But any other man out there, they're not gonna put up with this, and that's the reason why she is single, bro. That's why she's single, by choice.
That ain't my mama.
That the kids say?
I don't like, one of them kids ain't gonna like me.
You think that all 9 kids are gonna like your new girlfriend?
Well, as the adult, there's certain things that you instill in your children as respect.
Yeah, but you can't control your children.
Who can't?
The children is a human. They have the right to be themselves. So
under my house, you have to understand, As,
you think
as
for them?
parents, yes, you have to.
You can have so this is what I feel as though is this. You can teach your children respect,
Right.
but their emotions belong to them.
Yeah, and this is why, this is going back to the first question.
Okay.
It's like, you're telling me how a children is supposed to be raised, and you don't have children.
But I was raised as a child. What does that mean?
No, I understand that, respectfully. This is where I check out.
But real quick, I'm not telling you how to raise children.
Yeah, but we're having a conversation about so your children don't think on their own. I'm telling you, hell no, they don't. Not while they're in my house. Because if it's up to my kids, they're eating Skittles every night. They're eating gummy bears every night. And certain things is to say, like, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to eat this because it's nurturing to your body. And that's a food example. But you're saying that you want to stay up and play video games all day, but we have to work on your literacy. You may not want to read your book. You may not want to go to tutoring. You may not want to go to school. But hey, yes, I'm thinking for you. I'm telling you that, no, I'm not negotiating with you. You're not staying in this bed, sweetheart. You're not staying in this bed. So I'm thinking for you because I'm 36. You're 6. I'm 36. You're 8. I'm 36. You're 20.
So let me say, I agree with all that. So we were talking about your children's emotion with a new romantic interest. That's what I'm talking about. So you're right, I don't have kids. But when I was a kid, there's a moment my parents were not together.
You see how she do, y'all. Instead of her acknowledging that she was wrong, she'll say, well, I would say that you're right on that, but however, I also want to be right. That is the classic case of a narcissistic person, for real. When they can't even take accountability and say, you know what, since you explained it that way, that I could concede on that. I could say that I'm wrong for thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand where you're coming from. But that ain't what she's going to do. Because she got to be right. Because that's what narcissists do.
Okay. No matter who my dad had, she wasn't my mama. No matter who my mother had, he wasn't my dad. Okay. So yes, I have to be respectful, but don't get it twisted. I'm team my parent, no matter who y'all dating. And that could have been, and here's the deal. And maybe that wasn't right, but that's just how I was as a child. So everything you just said was, things you should do as a parent. But we're talking about a different emotion. I'm talking about a child having to resonate, and I'll use me, Kendra G, as a child. I will be respectful, Dad, to anybody you date, but she's not my mother. And I'm always going to ride and love my mother more. And that's what happens. So I hear what you're saying, but I can't speak from that.
Yeah, but what I would say, off of experience, is that when Jazz came into my life, and I have the ability to, like, my son is here.
Hi, son.
Right, Jaden. And I'm not going to make this awkward, but she never wanted to be his mother. She wanted to be a mother figure in his life as an extra, as a bonus person, right? But there never was a time to say, hey, call me mommy or I'm your mom. She had too much respect for Lorena. Jazz has too much respect for Kia and vice versa. So when you're starting to bring in other individuals, it's up to the adults to navigate that situation and work together. And that's where I've learned to say, hey, I'm dating somebody, Kia. I'm dating somebody, Lorena, and I'm thinking about introducing them to the children. So yes, a lot of people may look at me and say like, oh, it's giving too much, it's giving, never could, never would. But there are certain principles and bylaws that I do value, and it's respect for other people's emotions. Now, if they give me the green light to say, yes, it's okay. Matter of fact, can I speak to her just so we could get on the same page, because I need to let them know or let her know you're not the kid's mother. Will never be. And when you have those kind of direct conversations, what will come from it is it will take a village, right? And understanding that we may not have worked, but we will always work together.
Right.
And as adults, that's what you learn. So when day one had, hey, I'm Jazz, you can call me Miss Jazz. And those relationships kind of grow and build, and you have respect in the presence and without being in the presence of the other parent. You say, hey, I'm not I'm not your mom, but you can use me as a resource as a mother figure in your life. That may be verbally expressed directly or indirectly. You just keep showing up. It's like, hey, if it comes to a time where I have to take you to tennis practice, if I have to take you to football practice, we're around each other so much, and I'm not his biological dad. He didn't come from me. But the fact that we've been around each other and there's things that I have to tell him, it's like, son, I'm here for you, bro. And I'm here on the premise to let you know I'm not trying to control your emotions. I want you to be emotionally aware, but able, as you get to your age of 20, son, you got to be a man. So if you're going to come to me, you got to come correct. I'm not going to sit up here and allow you to talk to me any different than I expect you to talk to your mother. It's respect all there. Or your biological dad. I don't have no competition with that. I just keep showing up with a pure heart, knowing that, hey, this is my expectations for you. Tell me your goals so I can hold you accountable to them. Tell me what you want out of life and I can hold you accountable to that. And if anybody else's experience with having a bonus parent, a step parent, or another parent, I can't speak to that because I know for my children and the mothers of my children, it's all respect. And it's never been a moment in time where I've allowed my children that has been in my house, biologically or not biologically, to ever utter the words, "You're not my mother." Because that will be the day I will remind you, who do you think you are? So yes, I think for my children. I think my children need me to think for them because I believe in protection. I believe in provision. I believe in showing up in disciplinary ways that if I don't do it inside my house, I would hate for the world to have their way with my children. So for at least 18 years, I'm going to instill a lot of things in Cam Newton's School of Hard Knocks that may be traditional, may be unconventional, but it's my way. I'm giving the principles off of what was taught to me and what was instilled in me, and there's things that I may fall short of. One of them being, I never imagined my life to be what it is today, good and bad, to what other people may think. But at the same time, I can't cry about it. I only can make the most of it and try to instill the best version of myself into my children.
Now, everything that Cam Newton just said, do y'all agree with that or do you disagree with it? Now, I'm going to say that I strongly agree with that. The reason why I agree with that is because that same concept was taught to me within with family therapy. Okay. Marriage and family therapy. All right. So I operate the same exact way with my current wife and her children. Okay. Her current children doesn't call me dad or anything like that. They'll call me by my name. And that's the relationship that we have established, is that they call me by my name. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they were to decide on later down the line to, say dad or father and anything like that, then of course I would acknowledge that. But I never forced them to call me dad or father or anything like that. However, this is what I do for them, is that same as that thing where what Cam was saying, is that I show up as a father figure for them. Because in their particular situation, right, their father had passed away while they was young, while they was little kids, you know what I'm saying? So they haven't had a father in their life since their father passed away. And so when I met their mother, I met them when they was younger, okay? And so even by then, all I do is show up as a father figure. I don't have no extreme expectation on them. I don't force them or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I just show up and be present in their life. And that's how the way it's supposed to be. And that's what prevents you, and I'm talking about men, that will prevent you from being a step crash dad, okay? A step crash dummy. Is by you acknowledging the relationship. First, you will have that communication with the children mother and let the children mother know, like, hey, When I show up in this relationship, I'm showing up not only for you, but when I show up for your children, I'm not showing up for your children to replace their father, especially if their father is still living. But what I'm doing is being a father figure for them, a person that they could rely on, in addition to if their father are present in their life. If he's not present, then that's fine. I'm not going to overtake his title of being a father, even if he's a deadbeat father or he's absent, because that's going to forever be his title, regardless if he's there or not. And that's how the way it's supposed to be. When you look at it in that perspective, then you understand your role and you won't be getting into all this other extra stuff that goes on behind it. You know what I'm saying? When you understand your role and what you're supposed to do and communicate that in the relationship. But if you're not communicating that, then that's what all the weird stuff be happening, the troubling, the kids be disrespectful, then you sit up here fighting against the children father if he's present, all this other weird stuff. So it takes a lot of maturity to deal with situations like that. But y'all let me know what you think. Everything he said, I agree 100.
Ask some questions. Please. If I ever overstep my boundaries, you could totally tell me not. Do all of your children's moms get along?
Yes.
That's wonderful. I think that's great.
And I don't think I've ever said it publicly.
Yeah.
There's a respect there.
Okay.
And notice this. Instead of her giving him kudos, instead of her acknowledging him for giving her this wisdom that he done learned throughout the years with dealing with his baby mama's right and father's right, she went off the bat to ask a negative question. Do they get along? Now, what if he had said no, they don't get along? She went back and said, aha, see, that's what I'm talking about, Cam. That's what I'm talking about. See, even her question was disingenuous.
And I think as long as the intentions are there, that's all anybody ever wanted. And it's like, hey, what's your intentions around these kids? Like that's what everybody's concern was. Like, I don't even label, the help that I have as a nanny because she's been so impactful to my life. The children's godmother has been able to navigate a lot of things where if the mother can't do it, and if I can't do it, and if my assistant or my family members can't do it, she is able to do it. There's a village. And I'm grateful to be able to have the resources to pay for or to compensate for making the most for 9 children. It's a lot, yes, but it's a lot of love too.
I think it's a lot of love, but then you brought it back to that. You have the resources to pay for it. Most people, and we talked about this earlier, they're not gonna be in your position in life, right? And I've learned this thinking about it from men. Some of the times when men will say, I don't wanna date a woman with children because I don't wanna have to deal with his father. And I wanna be able to set rules without somebody else's input, and that would be hard to do if I'm not the biological dad. And if I accept your child, I also have to accept this man.
Tell me exactly what you're looking for in a partner.
Before he get to that question, right? Let me acknowledge what she's saying, because this is one of the only things that I will agree with Kendra on, all right? Because there are men out there that think like this, all right? Where they believe that they got to be totally in control of every goddamn thing, including the family dynamics, the children, the stepchildren, and all the stuff there. But once again, it takes a level of a maturity for you to understand the whole overall game board. Now, I like to use the example of playing chess, okay? The reason why I like using the example of playing chess is because playing chess is very strategic. When you play chess, you have to really calculate what you're going to do in this particular moment. Because if you make one little mistake, one little move, it's going to cost you the game. So even with situations like this, you have to be real strategic. You can't be forceful. You can't be controlling. You can't just throw your bishop out there and hope that your bishop is going to get to the king. Life doesn't work like that. So you have to move with purpose, move with intentions, knowing where you could pick your battles, in other words. Dealing with this particular situation right here, when the child father is in that child's life and he's present, it is your responsibility to allow your woman and that child father to deal with whatever the hell is going on with their children. It don't have nothing to do with you, period. And it takes a strong man to understand that. And it does that simple. I know it's hard. I know you want to control stuff. I know she'll probably come in pillow talk to you about things that they probably talk about. That's fine. Let her vent out. But at the end of the day, you have to allow her to make the decision that goes for them children, because that is not your responsibility. But however, your responsibility is simply being present. Taking care of her and being present in them children's life as a father figure. That's it. And now, certain type of dynamics that go on to your house, that by all means, you can control that, like certain type of bedtime or whatever. As long as you're communicating that with your woman and y'all got that understanding, yeah, you could do that. But for us, that dynamics between her and the child father, no, you don't have no control over that. So don't put yourself in that situation. Don't do it. I don't care what happened. I don't care what she tell you. Oh, he's doing this and that. Oh, he's beating the children. Let her figure that out. All you can do is give her advice. If he's doing that, then you probably need to take him to court. If he's doing that, you probably need to call CPS on him. But you don't step in the boundaries of that and try to overtake it. Let her figure that out. Because that is not your responsibility. Because if you do that, then you're going to end up putting yourself in a situation where you're going to literally harm yourself. In this situation, it could go vice versa. It could be on the other end with the woman doing the same exact thing. Same exact concept. You got to allow that child father to deal with that baby mama. Because it's not your responsibility. It's between him and her. Whatever goes on between them is between them, not you. But you continue to be present in the child's life. That's it. Sometimes we make things like way too overcomplicated because we want to be controlling all the time. We want to have things our way all the time instead of understanding the bigger picture. That's all I'm saying. Those of y'all who tuned into the show, we are reacting to Cam Newton and Kendra G interview. They having a very interesting conversation dealing with this baby mama and baby daddy thing. And I'm giving y'all my personal and professional experience dealing with this as well, too. Those of y'all here, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up to support the channel. And let's continue, y'all.
That's the thing. I'm not looking for a partner. Like, this is the crazy thing. I've never in life went out and search, find me. I live and the guys just come. You would call it cap. I'm a person I've always been a worker. I enjoy working.
And that's the problem with Kendra G too, because she just said it. She said that she's not looking for a partner, even though y'all know I hate that word partner. But she said that she's not looking for a partner, meaning that she's not even putting herself to be intentionally found by a man. She's not. She's not even doing no self-work or anything like that. She believes that her self-work equates to her career-driven. That's it. And her making money. And her doing things that she want to do. And she believes that's self-work. But that's not self-work at all. Wrong. That's not self-work. Self-work also dealing with your character. Self-work dealing with your spirituality as well too, if you believe in that. All of this goes hand in hand. Self-work deals with your mental health as well too. All of that comes hand in hand, but if she's not putting herself in a position for that, then of course no man is not going to find her. Of course, she's not going to find the man that she's looking for, or the man going to find her, because she's not even advertising as that at all. Period.
Putting an impact on the world, but I have dated a variety of men, and I have learned so much. This is a true story. Many years ago, I would say situationship with an athlete. He had 4.
That's the worst relationship to be in, is a situationship. Believe me, I know.
He had 4 kids. I think he had 4 kids, 3 baby mamas. And, I've always been a monogamous, woman. And I remember we got into it, and he said to me, I can never be with you because you're selfish and you want me all to yourself. And I was like, what kind of gaslight, like in that moment?
No, that's true, because you are, Kendra. You're selfish as hell. You are. And I can imagine how you are when you actually loving the dude. When you actually loving that dude, you're going to want that dude to do everything your way, period, including loving you. You're going to want this dude to kiss you a certain way, grab you a certain way. Shoot, he can't look at women. If he is, then that's going to be an issue. I mean, yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying, because you displaying it right now.
Thinking this is crazy. But as I matured, as feelings definitely are gone, I can sit back and see his point of view. His point of view is, I like you. You rock. But I take care of 3 households. I take care of my mama's household. I got a house that my sisters live in. I can't be dedicated only to you in the manner in which you have. But I like you. So even in this crazy ass busy schedule I have, I would like to spend time with you if you want to spend time with me. What I had to do is say, I respect it. We want different things. You know, and those are the moments where I learned, like, you know, I think right now, every woman is still living in fantasy land when it comes to marriage. This is why I think I respect marriage. I like marriage. I think there's plenty of married people who I think it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Most of the married couples I like, though, well, I would say respect, they built together. Those are my favorite relationships. They met young and now they've been through the peaks and the valley and they're living great, but she was there when he was building or he was there when she was building. I think that people get hung up on marriage without thinking about all the things, right? And some people's lifestyles are just not set up to be a husband.
So let me ask y'all in the chat, because I done heard this talk report time and time again from modern women. Do y'all believe that the relationship should start off where y'all are building with each other all the way from the beginning, and you're building until you get to a certain point? Or option B, do you believe that the relationship should be already established, already built up or whatever, and you enter into that relationship that way? What do y'all think? Because I believe this. I believe regardless of what option you choose, option A or option B, you still is going to have to build with each other, because you're 2 totally different individuals. You're 2 totally different human beings with 2 totally different worldview experiences. So regardless if you have, let's say for example, he have $100,000 and that's his money, and you got $100,000, right? Fine. That means y'all financially cool, whatever. But that doesn't mean that doesn't deal with the character or the other things like that and getting to know each other, because you're going to have to combine all that together. So regardless of what you choose, you still going to have to build. But the problem is this. This is the problem. The problem is that we are too damn lazy, or we're too damn entitled to deal with the circumstances that comes behind it, the heartaches that comes behind it, the frustrations that come behind it. Sometimes you're going to argue, which that is fine in a relationship, long as it's not extremely toxic. That is fine. That is the whole point of the relationship. But people are so entitled that they don't want to deal with that. The moment you start arguing, the moment you start disagreeing, oh, I'm done because I got options. I'm done because I could just simply go to court and just file for irreconcilable differences and do it all over again because I got options. No. And all you're doing is repeating the cycle and over again, not learning. Every relationship is going to be that way. You're going to deal with something. You're going to deal with something, period. Whether it happened early in the relationship, through the midterm relationship, or the end of the relationship, you're going to deal with something. Health issues will probably happen between the person that you're going to deal with. What you going to do then? Get mad? One moment you'll probably be a millionaire. Next moment, you probably broke as hell. What you going to do? Leave them because you broke as hell? Stuff happens because that's life. But when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be in it for the long haul period. Even I put y'all this way, and we're gonna continue. Even in my own first marriage and stuff, right? The number one thing that I hated about my first marriage is because we could not endure the hardship and the pain of being married. During that time frame, we both had a very entitled attitude. And I'm just being transparent with y'all. And that's what ended our relationship. Instead of enduring, instead of not allowing outside influences influence our current relationship, which we did, that's what ended up messing up the relationship, ultimately. Of course, other stuff as well, too. But I'm just telling y'all this for the simple fact that that's how we end up missing the ball on actual wholesome relationships. Some of us, we be in a relationships right now where it been like really, you using a really, really good relationship and you screwed it up simply because you felt entitled because of one little situation. One little situation, you just blew it out of proportion because you're acting selfish and entitled. But let's continue, y'all.
Some people's lifestyle may not be set up to be a wife, but if that's what you want, retreat and retract right away. Because this is no offense. When I was dating him, what I had to recognize is the furthest this can go is me becoming baby mama number 4. I can't expect a man who has 3 kids that he did not marry any of them, and now I'm in his face and I got the magical, like he ain't never seen before, and now he gonna put a ring on it. That's just not being smart. Like, he's telling you who he is at the door. And this is please don't be offended. Please don't be offended. But I'm not becoming baby mama number 4 for nobody. Mm-hmm. Not for Michael Jackson if he was alive.
So why the hell would he be offended by that, Kendra? That is you. It don't have nothing to do with Cam unless you're trying to throw shots at him, which I believe that's what you're doing. Because once again, like I pointed to y'all earlier, Kendra G is narcissistic as hell. She is. And she knows she is. She knows something wrong with her mentally. But she wants people to accept that instead of her holding her own self accountable for a bullshit. And like usual, I always be pausing this video when she be looking snorish and demonic as hell, y'all. Every single time.
Not a soul.
So you're not in a relationship?
In this moment, no.
Are you in a situationship?
No. Absolutely
Damn,
not.
why you say no?
Because I think situationships are the problem. Because situationships connect you to a person, and I'm a person that I'm like a monogamous person. I'm a monogamous woman.
So you're celibate?
I haven't had sex. You're right. I have not had sex since my last relationship. Exactly.
Do you care to share the time?
Yes, it's since about almost 2 years. Is it almost 2 years? Mm-hmm. We broke up. My last relationship ended in 2024. That is, what's so crazy? I'm more shocked that you're shocked. I'm more shocked that you don't know more women. There's a lot of women that are not just out here having sex.
Okay.
You just don't attract these women.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, because now I could throw this
iPad. What year? Yeah, 2020.
I could throw this iPad to Mexico. Avocados for Mexico. I'm sorry, I just heard that commercial. Is it because of you or is it because of them?
Going back, no, I'll go back to the guy that I was just telling you with, because that was a situationship.
Oh, fuck. He just asked, is it because of you or because of them? In other words, Kendra, is it you who are choosing to be celibate, or is it because of the people, the other dudes? Well, which one is it? Which, to be honest with you, I kind of call bullshit on this. I believe that she probably had a little smash moments, and she just don't want to be upcoming forthright and be honest and say it because she know it'll look bad on her image. I know she probably has a little pass ups.
And it taught me all that I needed to know because, he an athlete, he all the things, he a young Cam Newton. He got all the things. He has shape. He got the money. He got the attraction. But this is going nowhere. And I'm always going to want more than he can give me. What I don't like about situationships is you can get connected to a person that can never give you all that you really want. And it's not their fault because that wasn't the agreement, right? But we're human. And usually the situationship only works for the person who genuinely doesn't want the relationship. But it can also skew women because now you have this man that you can sleep with. And let's say he got money too, fly you to Spain and, you know, for your birthday, like all these wonderful things. But that's it. Like he can't show up for you on your mama's birthday, or it's not going to grow to that. And now when a guy comes along that could marry you or wants to be there, but maybe you don't got as much money, maybe he's not as exciting. Your taste buds, he can't provide your taste buds because it's like, oh, you want to take me to Applebee's for my birthday? Like, I'm used to going to Mexico. I'm used to going to Paris. Like, to me, the situationship is dangerous.
What the hell is wrong with going to Applebee's for your birthday, bro? Well, why do he have to take you to a extravagant place out the country? What the hell? As y'all let her talk more and more, you realize the reason why she's not married at all, period. Because no dude don't want to put up with her bullshit. That's, once again, that's ultimately where it boils down to. Nobody don't want to put up with her at all, period. The most that they would do is smash her and pass her. But now, sure, I don't even know if dudes even want to do that. Because in order for that to happen, she laying all these expectations and requirements just for that to happen.
For women who want relationships, it is very fair to say, I only have sex if we're in a relationship. Some people say marriage, and that's one component, but I think it's fairer to say, no, so it's just me and you. Because also what I learned going back to the guy that taught me this master class, because we weren't in a relationship, I learned something, right? Because, you know, he's not my man, technically.
So you was a side piece?
I wasn't a side piece because there was no main piece. Like, he wasn't.
So he had multiple?
Yes, he was. This is what I learned about being single. He was single. So single to men doesn't mean lonely, doesn't mean that they're not sexually active. It just means that no woman can claim me exclusively. But I'm single, I'm moving around. So he was able to do what he wanted to do. Mark, you don't agree with that? I want to pause before I go to the rest of the sentence.
What?
No, go ahead. I want to know what your brain was computing because I saw your eyes go up.
All right.
No, but I want to package this. So,
dang, I was going to tell you what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yo, shut up.
Typically, if you're not the main thing, then you're the side piece.
You're the side piece.
So
I'm speaking from my experiences,
I understand that.
and I'm speaking from the experiences that I've.
Because she set up her and tried to flip it. Just because I'm single, that doesn't mean I'm in a relationship, so therefore I'm not a side piece. That does not make any logical sense. If that dude have you and have other women, then you are the side piece. You just in rotation. It is what it is, Kendra. Once again, she don't want to hold herself accountable because she don't want to look bad. God damn.
So if I ask a question, is like, were you the side piece? Hell no, I wasn't the side piece. But nobody was the main piece. But any man always has the one that he invites for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. He has the one that he's going to go with that's preferred on trips. Mm-hmm. Hey, if we are going to a ball and I have a +1, I'm going to bring somebody. Hey, if it's Valentine's Day, hey, that if you weren't that, then it's given.
Yes,
I can see what you're saying. The reason why I still retract, because, okay, I did.
God damn it. Here she go again. I can see what you're saying, but I don't agree with that because I don't believe I'm a side piece. Shoot. But let's listen to her bullshit again. Here we go, y'all. God damn it.
Valentine's Day. I don't consider myself main piece. I spent time with his mother, still talk to his mother to this day. So I know what you're saying, and I'm not being offended if I felt that it was that.
Okay.
It was, to me, this is why it was so complicated, to be quite honest. Because there were a lot of things that we would do that would fall into a relationship category, but it's still not a relationship. And to me,
God damn it, you're not hearing what Cam's saying. The reason why you believe it's not a relationship because you wasn't the main girl. You thought you were, but you wasn't the main girl. You was just only the side piece to this dude. That's what Cam is telling you. So he only had you there for certain situations. Fine, you can meet his mom. He don't care. I'll do something every now and then for you for Valentine's Day. That's to make you feel good. But the main stuff, no, you don't qualify for that. And that's what he's trying to tell you. But go ahead, Miss Narcissistic. You got it. You know it.
It taught me this. If it's important for me, it taught me that I need to have a clear title so I can check you. Because I can't check you if we don't agree. I can't bring something to you like, yo, so you was talking to so.
God damn it. He gave you a title. You was a down side piece and you didn't accept that title because you wanted more.
Or I heard you was so-and-so. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't like situationships, because it's literally fair game.
So I got two things.
And it's not a situationship. You literally was the side piece. You literally was the side piece. And you just name it a situationship because you wanted to be the main. I don't know why it's so hard for her to accept that. Damn. Well, then again, we all know why, y'all, because she's narcissistic as hell.
That.
Yes.
Number one, what's more important, the title or the feeling?
More important is the commitment.
No, that wasn't an option.
What the hell? How's she going to...
Or the feeling.
Yes.
The title, absolutely.
Okay.
But the title will come with the feeling. Why would I have a title if there's no feeling?
No. See, you're trying to compartmentalize.
So you're saying,
like what's more important? It's the title or the feeling. I can give you an example.
Give me an example.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that may have the title of main, as fiance, as married, as girlfriend.
Right.
But then there's somebody else that has a feeling that's like a situationship that's like, yo, like, hey, whatever. Or you can flip it and say, hey, I have a person that I've known for a long time. We don't even know what to call this, but I feel so strong about our connection that I just don't know or am mature enough or able to verbalize my feelings. But at the same time, we don't have no title.
If that works for them, they should rock out. That wouldn't work for me, because you got to remember, I'm talking about experience, right? So there was no title, there were feelings, there was no hiding. You know, I was doing a lot of things, and that's why you get confused, because wait a minute, I'm not your girl, but I'm doing a lot of girl things, and I have these feelings, so let's retract and not be intimate.
But
God damn it, Kendra. You was the side piece. What part of that you don't understand? You were the side piece, but you wanted more than that. That's why Cam have rephrased it the way he did. What's more important to you, the title or the feeling? Because you are in the section of feelings. You wanted it to be more than what it was. You wanted that. He didn't. He knew his role. Obviously, you didn't know your role because you wanted more out of the role, and then you tried to make it more than what it is. That's basically what Cam is trying to tell you, but your ignorant self is not listening at all, period, which I'm not surprised.
Challenge that, and this is like the 1A, this is not the second part, but I would challenge that because any person who has a feeling, it's always respect behind that feeling. It's like, if I really want to see this person, like, I'm going to make it a way for me to see this person. You see what I'm saying? So dare I want to see that person and not give them the respect to say, hey, I don't like this about you. Hey, I don't like that. And yes, you may not have the title, but I do consider it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, can I jump in with that? I think that only works in the person who doesn't want the relationship. And normally that's the man. And this is the reason why.
And this is off of the 16,000 that you've observed.
Yes, because out of the 16,000, there's a lot of women that call in, right? It's going to be majority women because...
Cam said that strategically, by the way. Because there's no way in hell she's going to be able to survey 16,000 people with this specific thing that Cam is talking about. No way in hell. So I like he did that. They catch her in the bullshit. That's cool.
Women really want you know, the Cinderella story. They want the Prince Charming. They want to be married. They want the fluff, right? So what happens when you get sexually intimate and you don't have the title and there's no clear understanding, the woman's feelings come to a man who she's not in a relationship with. And now she's trying to figure out, and sometimes, believe it or not, and you can tell me this from a man, sometimes after sex, men are not as into it.
There's two things that happen after sex.
Okay.
Either you become more closer or you get more far away.
Okay. So
you go from pointing finger, middle finger, close in some situations, or in other situations, you become a pinky and a thumb and you separate.
But is that on both accords? Because at times, I've seen it where the man might detach, but the woman now wants it more. So now, and most women don't want to bust it wide open for different men all the time. So she might even work at it harder just because they had sex, right?
I've seen situations where men have got the draws, and it was like, bro, I ain't heard from her since. It's some cold chicks out here. Not cold as in like a bad thing.
And this is why I hate situationships.
But
because
my next question, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but my next question was, let's say you are dating or a man does approach you. Do you feel comfortable with dating him if he makes less money than you?
Yes, I mean, a lot of people are gonna make less money than me, Cam. I'm not broke. Cheers.
Why is that a one-up? Why would she even say that? A lot of men gonna make less money than me because I'm not broke. He didn't even. You got it, bro. You got it.
Which is commendable,
Right?
Because I think oftentimes when I hear this is not a man versus woman thing.
It's clearly a man versus woman thing with her, bro. And I'm just saying, like, look, I can imagine how Cam felt interviewing her because I'm reacting to this as well too, and by me reacting to this, I've been the one cuss her ass out a long time ago. Cam, he got a lot of patience for her. He is the dude is exemplifying the things that we teach over here at the lounge, dealing with red pill philosophy and dealing with stoicism, because he got a lot of stoicism in him for real. Because any other dude would have been to cuss her the hell out and left her alone a long time ago. Because this snorish attitude, this one-upping thing that she's doing, this masculine energy she got going on, projecting and all that stuff, this dude's not going to tolerate that level of disrespect. Especially not for no woman. So I commend him on that for real. I do.
You have to understand what comes with what you're asking.
Oh, no, I know. Let me tell you something. Most men I've ever dated have a lot of money, and it also came with a lot of pain. Like, yeah, there's perks, but I'm not the woman that preaches online, find the man with the bag. I would tell you to figure out how to get the bag for yourself first, because then you can date in a healthy stance. But going back, this is why I was talking about marriage earlier. Yes, I can absolutely be with a man that made less than me. I wouldn't marry a man that made less than me, though, because that's the business component. And
what?
I'm not, you need to have what I have in the bank or more for me to marry. But
so you'll have it.
What? What sense do that? So you'll, God, and she doesn't make this whole damn speech talking about she don't want to be in a situationship. So which one is it? You don't want to be in a situationship, but however, you're fine with marrying the dude who's less than you, which that puts you in a situationship, but you don't want to marry the dude? What the, God, what the hell? This woman is something else.
Relationship with the person.
No, we could be, well, aren't you, are you in a situationship?
No, I'm in a.
God, that is not, Kendra, that is not what he's asking. What the?
Because that's the business component. And I'm not, you need to have what I have in the bank or more for me to marry. But
so you'll have a situationship with the person.
No, we could be, Well, aren't you? Are you in a situationship?
No, I'm in a relationship.
Exactly. So why is it marriage or situationship? We could be in a committed relationship. We could be like you and Jazz and just not married.
There's a lot of things people don't know, will not even understand, or will ever get the eyesight or the visual to understand about our relationship.
No, I get that. But you're saying right now, I said I wouldn't marry him, but you said situationship.
Yeah.
No, we could be in a relationship.
But I think...
We could be in a relationship. Why is that hard?
I think what's hard is you've planked the relationship way before it ever...
Where did I plank it?
You said you could never marry a person. You could be with a person.
Yes.
I mean, like, you could get in a relationship, y'all could have a good time, do a rendezvous, cool, give you a thrill, whatever. But it's going to plank because you know he's not financially able to do the things that you're able to do. So therefore, you're not going to marry him.
No,
even if he wants.
That's not the reason. This is the reason. You know, when men sit in this seat, again, in my seat, in a seat of finances, you know, you invested in your own company, you have assets, more men they encourage that man, don't get married. You got too much to lose. Don't get married. Date, you know, but don't get married because if she leaves you, she can get half or whatever your assets. So I'm a woman in that seat, and I'm saying simply the same thing. I have no problem dating. Because we're talking, you asked me about money. So when you talk about money, I have to talk about business because that's what it is, right? Let me tell you something. Now, shout outs to Mary J. Blige, who is the queen of everything. She done all them songs, all them tours around the world, and Kendra got to get some of her. He ain't sang not one song on a boot on stage with Mary J. Blige. As hard as I work, you got me crazy if you think I would marry a man and then he would be up in heaven singing background with Whitney Houston. He would be in Michael Jackson dance classes. He would not be on earth with the money that I created. So I'm not setting myself up in that position, period.
That's why on that conversation we encourage men to get prenups. Okay. Now I wouldn't encourage a man to get a prenup if you got a salary of $50,000 or less, because it wouldn't serve a purpose of getting a prenup in that situation. But if you know you're earning more than $50,000 a year, you know you get 60, 70 or whatever, 80,000, and it's also your own company. You're not working for someone, but it's literally your own company. Then yeah, a prenup will be ideal in that situation. You know what I'm saying? But her thinking like a man.
So
what stops you from getting married then?
I'm working on myself.
What part?
Feeling comfortable to be married.
What scares you about marriage?
I've said this time.
I know because but this is why but can I say this? This is why I'm surprised, because I'm thinking you would have got me when I said it.
Yeah, but
see, she asking these questions because she's trying to justify her insanity. That's basically what she's doing. And yes, Cam has said this over and over again. I did reaction videos over and over again about the reason why Cam don't want to get married, because of his insecurity due to how the way he is, how the way he's choosing people to be with. That's the reason why he don't want to get married. That's ultimately what it is. Ultimately what it is. So he don't have to want to necessarily reiterate that just so Kendra could feel good. But once again, that's dealing with Kendra being a narcissist.
I still have a show to operate off of. There's people that may not have ever heard of Cam Newton on the Kendra G singles show.
Oh, go watch all the other interviews, child.
You see what I'm saying? But there may be people that watch Funky Friday that may not know who Kendra G is, respectfully. So that's why I asked the question, so that my audience can now understand how you think and how you compartmentalize certain things. So it's not to say why I don't believe in marriage or why I don't get married. I'm working on myself. I think I've been able to see relationships in a way that I've learned a lot from, good and bad. I'm the only one in my family that's not married.
Yeah, but you're also very unique from everybody else too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's things that I look at and say, we are operating as a married couple from what I've seen other couples kind of have. And it may be surface level, but it's giving a serious relationship that I really enjoy. And I think she really enjoys. I got to keep the embarrassment to a minimum these days. And therefore, is she worth it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there's things that I feel that I've never felt, but at the same time, there's other things that I'm still fighting by what I felt before. You see what I'm saying? And it's not the question why you can't or your views on certain things. And I'm here, I created this platform, I will say it again, at the minimum, we can agree to disagree. And I know the comments gonna be beating down the door saying, girl, get him, get him. Or
Also, this goes back to what he was saying earlier. Well, when I asked y'all the question earlier about either being in a relationship with a person you building with them versus the other option as well too, because that's the whole point of a relationship, because y'all going through, y'all circumstances together. That's the whole point of it. If she's willing to stay in it, he's willing to stay in it, and they can figure this thing out, then that's the dynamics of their relationship. Now, I believe that not our relationship should fit everybody else's relationships, meaning that just because it works for one person's relationship, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for the other person. But also at the same time, you shouldn't condone another person's relationship because of how the way they got it going on. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not toxic. You know what I mean? So if that's his dynamic of the relationship, then let them figure it out. Nothing wrong with it. But once again, she's trying to refute this because she is being a narcissist.
I don't like, they're not going to agree with you.
Right.
That's what content is. But the whole thing, as you know, as a genius that you are in creating content, the spicy stuff is what gets people to come back. It's like, I love the fact that you get to talk to new people, and we keep using this 16,000. I don't know how we got to it, but just tell me, what's the best thing about your job?
Ooh, learning the fact that we are all very different. And there was one time I had, so I guess it was 2 years, maybe 3 years ago. So I had a woman who came on the show, and she was like, she had got divorced. I always say well, why'd you get divorced? And then she said, because he said I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't attractive enough. And then I instantly felt I was like, I'm gonna give you a makeover. So she lived in Mississippi. I was like, I was living in Chicago at the time because I quit my morning show job in Chicago 3 years ago, and now I'm in California, primarily with my company. But I was living in Chicago at the time. I was like, I'm gonna fly you to Chicago, my glam squad, we're gonna make you over to make you feel good. She was 40 years old. So I buy the plane ticket, and then she misses her flight. And I'm like, her flight was at 2:00. Pause, right there. In her 40 years of life, she never been on a plane. Wow. Never been on a plane. That's insightful because you on a plane every day. You might go somewhere once a week. Right. Your lifestyle, when a person's watching, there's people who never been on a plane. Their world is their city, their block, their neighborhood. So when they give insights or thoughts, they're speaking, like all of us, from our own personal walk. Mm-hmm. So what my show has allowed me to do is understand other people that I would have never gotten without my show. It's oh, okay, I understand now because you're not moving anywhere. Right. So if you want to be with a man, it's only man in house A or B or C. Those are your only options, right? There's other women who got the world at their oasis. There's other men who got the world at their oasis. Also, I know that they say that men don't want to be providers. And I do want to say there are some good, solid guys that call in to my show. But sometimes they might lack height. They'll be a provider, but they own a home in Tennessee. They're gonna come home and, we got a regular life. I can't fly you every weekend out, but we're gonna have a regular life. I make a good 70K. And then sometimes the woman is like, I don't want that. It's not as exciting. So my show has taught me so much. That's why earlier when I was saying, I feel very confident in talking into this because I know so many different perspectives. And what it really always comes down to is deciding what's important to you. Before my show, I thought only men wanted threesomes. I've had women call in my show saying, we're looking for another girl. I wanted somebody else to add. I was like, so the women are the ones doing this? Like,
No, Kendra, when people be calling about, like the polygamy relationships and different things like that, respectfully, they be calling to troll your show, and you be knowing that. You be knowing that. They don't be serious about that. Just like the guy Austin Hoban, he's a passport bro, right? He called into the show strictly to troll you. He wasn't calling trying to look for no woman, anything like that, because he made it especially clear that he ain't looking for no American woman, period. And so he could travel overseas to find an overseas woman. So he called into your show specifically to troll you. And you knew that. But you kept it going because you knew it was going to get you that clout and get you the views. Same thing with everybody else. There's a lot of people on there, they be calling on your show strictly because they want to get on there and troll the hell out of you. And it just is what it is. Now, here's another thing, too, that I want y'all to consider. Now, through her explanation, right, she have not at once given a clear-cut solutions to the things that people share with her, the information they share with her, like relationship problems and all the stuff there. She never gave, like, solutions like, yeah, they call in and do this and that. And so, even though they might not qualify for it, it was that qualify, I still helped them out and gave them practical solutions, to help them in that situation. But she ain't gonna say that because she don't do that.
Open my mind to that we're very different, and you have to find your tribe in dating, but also be responsible for your choices. Now, I will personalize this. I know there's so much conversation at times when it comes to your girl I met her before. She's absolutely beautiful. I see why you like her. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's funny. Like, she's all the things most men would want in a woman, right? I don't think she should leave you. I think if y'all two are happy, when I hear you talk about her, I like the way you talk about her. So, and now you guys have 2 children together. And I also know, because I own the data, 75% of the women that are telling her to leave you would be in her bed the next day if they could. While she's packing, they would move in. Now, I'm not a part of that because I know me, right? But I could sit and look and say, if it works for you, I like it, I love it. But that wouldn't work for me. So then I focus on.
Hey, Frank, your comment. Sorry about that. Your comment. You can't say all people call her show is not serious. Come on. That means that you're in there to a certain degree. I don't have a dog in the fight. Just look at the whole picture. Now, I could concede to that and say that you're absolutely correct on that. So let me rephrase what I said. All right. So instead of me saying all, I'm gonna say that there are many people who call on her show where they don't be looking for a relationship. They be calling on her simply for clout. Okay. And I have witnessed that. I have witnessed content creators that I know that they're content creators call on her show, not because they look for a relationship, but they literally looking for clout, looking for a moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'll rephrase that. You're right. You're right.
Something else. And I think that's the space that I want to try to translate to get us to. Also, I'm very team women. I love women, but at times it's very difficult to maybe give harsh truth. I'll have women and they will speak with their chest. This is what I deserve. This is what I want. You got to come in the door like this. Oh, you got to be fine. Like all these things. And if a guy says, well, I want a girl that weighs a certain amount. Why aren't you worried about character? Girlfriend, you ain't worried about character. Before we get to character, he gotta meet all these aesthetics. And what I know is there's perks, but there's also pain. And the question is, which one weighs more? That's an individual conversation. Like something might be toxic for me, might not be toxic for somebody else. And also, I also don't know what God is doing through those humans. You know, there's so many things. I remember when I was going through relationships and I was like, God, like what? But I could look back in hindsight and see how I became a better human for it, right? And I think earlier, we touched on this earlier, but I just want to definitely make sure I say this again.
Real quick before she make this point, this is kind of like a religious point that I'm gonna make, and I want to get y'all perspective on. Now, I'm not saying that I'm absolutely correct on this, but this is just my personal belief. Kendra had said this. She said that you don't never know how God uses people. Okay. The reason why I don't agree with that is because that's implying that God used people for normally positive things, but he also used people for negative things. Meaning that it could be both true that God could use a person who could come out and be a loving person that could want to help you, that could protect you, that could give you certain things to help you on your journey with life, right? But also at the same time is that God could use a very person to intentionally, by his will, by him using them as a puppet, right? That they could be as evil as the devil, evil as Satan himself, be extremely evil. And this same type of person will come into your life and do heinous stuff to you, like raping, molestation, and different things like that. All because God used them, right? That's why I don't agree with that concept. Because that insinuates that God is existing both good and evil at the same time. Unless we believe in that system that God can be both good and evil at the same time, then it's neither here or there. But that is me personally. Well, when I hear people say that.
Preference and value are different. Your worth, I don't care if you're overweight, 5 kids, 5 men, toothless, you are still worthy. Like you lose no value. If I have a $50,000 Chanel purse and I throw it over a river, I just lost $50,000. But if I throw a woman with 4 kids by 4 men, you know, and overweight over the purse, I'm going to jail. Because she still has value. She's a human being. And if we could translate value and preference, we could probably end this emotional war that is going on.
Now, that was a lot. What's the worst thing about your job?
Not being able to always tell the truth.
What?
Not being able.
Kendra.
No, it's
not you not keeping it a buck.
Well, sometimes because you have to understand this. I'm not a mean-spirited person, right?
Okay.
And you don't want to hurt people's feelings. There was a second ago.
She does say she's not a mean-spirited person, but at the same time, she says she's not capable of telling the truth on her show.
Prime example, you had a thought that you never shared and you said, I've learned, I'm not going to say, because it probably was something that you would have thought I'd have been offended by.
Let's just say I've learned and I'm constantly learning. In my position, I take the full acceptance of me being human.
Right.
And personally, professionally, I have been able to be exposed that I'm not the best version of myself that I have expected myself to be at. Mm-hmm. And I teased, with my team before and said, listen, what you may expect from Cam, I ain't never outside or somebody ain't never caught me. I've always gotten in trouble because of what I said.
So I'm thinking this is what she's trying to say. Instead of she don't tell the truth, I believe she's trying to say that she's not being honest with people in relationships, because I can see her not being honest with them is because at the end of the day, she's trying to sell a product. Even when you become like a salesman, you know what I'm saying, right? Even a salesman is not going to be straight up honest with a person. They're not going to give all the side effects of this particular product that you're trying to sell them. So if she's saying it in that perspective, then yeah, I could agree with her on that. You know what I mean? But for us, the truth part, I believe that part of her job of what she do, she's supposed to be telling the truth. Because if she can't tell the truth, then how she's going to be trustworthy? How people are going to trust her to hook them up with the correct person? That's what I'm saying.
It has gotten to a point where I have to monitor what I say, because it's not to say that I'm not keeping it a buck, because I'm always keeping it a buck. It's just that my buck may be too heavy for somebody to carry.
So then you understand exactly what I just said then, when I said sometimes I can't tell the truth. And although I feel like at times the truth can be helpful because it could then cause change, but everything you just said is the reason why at times I won't do it. Because it takes, first of all, we have the dating app now. So in the dating app, you can stay within the app. But if you're on social media, it's social media. So you're already in a vulnerable space looking for love. It takes a lot of courage to call in. The comment section go and get you. You know, the comment section go and get you. So now do I really want to add on? And at times I have done it though. I have at times said to a woman in particular, I remember one time, she was the sweetest soul. Like she was like, and I just knew that I was like, if she just loses some weight, she's gonna have more options.
Why wouldn't you be able to verbalize that?
Baby, telling a woman to lose weight is very difficult. It's a very emotional thing for a lot of women.
Well, there was a clip that I saw that the gentleman went crazy.
Yes.
The 27-year-old.
29-year-old.
29-year-old. What was he from?
Off.
Chicago, Michigan?
He was at Detroit.
Detroit.
Yes.
Detroit.
Went off.
And I thought to myself, I'm like, bro, that's pretty heavy. But I see where he came from, but I also see where you came from.
Yes.
And it was just like, okay, the intentions behind you coming on the platform of Kendra G Singles was not fulfilled there. Like, it was just a war of words, and it was just like some disrespectful, a lot disrespectful.
A lot disrespectful.
And that was something that kind of deterred, you know, the people from the whole intent of Kendra G Singles. Now it's like, that did go viral though.
Oh, that's the most viral video ever. And also, I put everything out. There's no video you've ever seen that I didn't put out. Everything happens live. Mm-hmm. So after the live, it's over, right? If I don't repurpose it, no one sees it. I knew it would go viral. I am so, this is why I wanted you to say what you wanted to say earlier. I am so confident in who I am. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to be. So I obviously initiated it because I mean, he didn't look 29, but if I initiated it, he got a right to get one off, right? And that's how I felt. Like, but I'm very unique. You know, not every woman is as strong as me. Some women take it, you gotta know it's almost like telling a human Santa Claus is not real. Like, how do I tell a grown woman Santa Claus is not real? How do I tell her that potentially a 6 foot, 100K man who loves God, only wants to be with you, is gonna show up at your door tomorrow? Yeah. It's a very tender walk, because what she hears when I say that is she's not worthy, you know, and that's not the case, girlfriend. If he never comes, you worthy. Like, you don't need a man's validation to determine your worth. Live, you know, I don't wanna get too deep, but it's the truth. Like, I saw my mother die. My mother had breast cancer. So me and my sisters were around her when she took her last breath. I literally saw a soul leave a body. We are souls right now in human form. One day, we're not gonna be in human form. So I wake up every day excited just because I'm alive. And I'm gonna make the most of every day. And I don't want people, you know, to be depressed, because I get people, like, I can see it in their eyes. Unless this person comes, like, where's my person? Get the mirror. You're the person you've been looking for. You are the person. You're the only person that God has guaranteed that you will have. Everybody in your life will always be supporting cast. Enjoy the time spent with every human being, because it's not forever. So I try to operate in the blessing of whatever it is in that season, right?
So I get all that, because I'll talk about that over here at the lounge too. But however, the whole disconnect I'm happening is that you're literally having a dating show to encourage dating. Okay. That's your whole entire grift, is to inspire people to date. And how the way you do that is by you having a call in and you interview that person. You interview that person, you ask them all these dating out questions, like I stated earlier in the stream, to see if they qualify for whatever type of person or not. Then on top of it, you encourage them to go onto your personal dating app as well too. So this is the reason why I have a disconnect with her on this about her intentions. Even though she set up these different type of parameters to make it happen and make it work, at the end of the day, all it is a grift to her. That's what it is. It's nothing more than a grift to her to make money. Now, am I hating on that or anything like that? No. From one content creator to another, I get it. I understand it. It is what it is. But what I don't like is when content creators don't be open and honest about their intentions and be simply lying to people about it, especially people who are confiding in you, who are trusting in you to give them a certain type of product or services, and you're not displaying the fine print behind it. You know what I mean? That's where I have an issue with. And that's why I believe that's what she's doing to these people, to be honest, respectfully.
And when I have people call in, although it is a single show first, it's so many more things, right? And like I said, there's a moment when I gave the girl a makeover. There's times when people have hard times and everyone is sending them money. It's really its own community. You call yourself the cousin. My followings are called the cousins. But I just want people to wake up, to be reminded, whether you're single or not, do not wait to be happy until Prince Charming shows up or to the perfect woman shows up. Be happy right now.
I think it was needed for you to say that, but it's also needed for me to say this. I have to be better. And like, I'm on a pursuit of taking accountability for what I say. And everything that I have said has came back to my mentor to say, dang, bro, like, yeah, I can see how you could feel that way. Mm-hmm. So taking this conversation, it wasn't for me to match your energy or to say like, oh, no, say it. It's like, no. I'm trying to change. Mm-hmm. And a moment in time, we do what we do just to make sure that, hey, viewership, impact, revenue. But while I'm coming off of a wave of like, bro, the woman hates you, Cam, the mature me says, I can see why. Mm. And it's not for me to always have a response to a question or a statement. Sometimes you have to be able to take yourself out of your ego and to say, dang, I hate that I made you feel that way. I don't have a comeback for that. And like, I can't look at life through a woman's eyes, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't woman on this earth that was sacrificing for a better world for me. And through that, I've been able to say, hey, bro, your words matter. Like, you may think you're trying to go viral. You may think you're being funny, but it's not funny. It's something that, like, people are being impacted because you have so much power with your platform, with your voice, and Facts. People care what you say. Even though you may not take yourself serious, somebody else does take yourself serious. So thank you, for kind of saying that.
A lot of women don't feel appreciated, though, by you, Cam.
Facts. What Cam said is true. Basically what he's doing, he's holding not only himself but other content creators accountable for their platform. Everything he said is absolutely true, because even with my platform, I don't tone police the things that I say, but I be mindful of how the way I say it, okay? Let me make sense of that. I make sure that whenever I'm expressing a certain type of topic or a certain type of show, I do my best to where it won't be one-sided all the time. I give you both perspectives about the situation, even though it may be some episodes where I will be biased. But at the end of the day, I always bring it all the way back around to what? accountability, and solutions. Not just only trying to grift y'all for clicks and views, but my whole goal is that I want y'all to be self-aware of the things that happen around in the dating market and for men to improve themselves. They can't improve themselves if I'm keep giving y'all red pill rage over and over and over again, and you keep getting mad over and over again, and I'm giving you content to keep you mad over and over again. You can't even grow like that as a man, and you're relying on me to share that information out to you. So that's the reason why I do what I do. And there are not a lot of content creators that doesn't do it the way that I do it, where I could combine all of this together, give you information, give you education. Some people call me Preacher Urban because sometimes I'll be preaching depending on what we're talking about. And I'll bring it back around to giving you accountability, hold you accountable and giving solutions. A lot of people can't do that. Because a lot of people literally be grifting for real, be grifting for y'all views, be grifting for y'all time, respectfully. But that's what they want to do. That's why I said that if that's your intentions, then they need to make that open and honest statement like, hey, this is exactly what I'm here for. I'm not no relationship guru. I'm not trying to get things together. I'm just here to make money and make that be abundantly clear to people. I'm just saying. Well, with that being said in mind, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end it because they got a little bit more to go, but I'm going to end it right here because I do have to end the stream at 3:30. All right. So appreciate y'all while I'm tuning in to this particular episode. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this overall interview with Cam and Kendra. Y'all let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with the things that they've been saying throughout this conversation, or you disagree? Do you agree with the things that I have said as well too throughout this reaction episode, or do you disagree? And those of y'all who want to catch the full video of Cam and Kendra interview, I already got the link pinned to my description of this video. All right. So other than that, appreciate y'all tuning in. Those of y'all who are catching the replay, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. And we will see you again on the next episode. And thank each and every last one of y'all who's in the comments as well too, commenting on Frank and Dez and everybody else who showed up as well too. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and supporting the stream. Y'all have a great day. And I'll see y'all later.